The risk analysis can be subdivided into 4 parts according to ISO 14971. Let's take a look at them one by one. It is important that you indicate the intended use of the medical device for a comprehensive risk analysis. You will need to answer the following questions. What is the intended medical purpose? For instance, is it a diagnostic device, a device that treats a long-term illness, or just a device that mitigates symptoms? What is the patient population? For example, pediatric, geriatric, or general population. What is the user's profile? Are they experts or common consumers? Where in the body will the device be used? For instance, is it an implant or a disposable, single-use device? What is the use environment? This could be at home, in a general hospital setting, in an intensive care unit, or many other settings. And finally, what is the operating principle? Let's discuss what the FDA is considering when evaluating the intended use. The FDA determines your intent and not only what you have disclosed about the medical device. For the FDA, the intended use is therefore determined by many factors. The FDA will consider the info appearing on the label, the promotional claims, the product characteristics, the way it is designed and packaged, the technical features such as specific ergonomic characteristics, and any other sources of information. But what is reasonably foreseeable misuse? ISO 14971 states that reasonably foreseeable misuse is the intentional or unintentional use of a product or system in a way not intended by the manufacturer, which can result from predictable human behavior. In other words, reasonably foreseeable misuse is when the medical device is used by an end user in a way that is not intended or designed to be used as established by the manufacturer. These misuses can be anticipated and identified during the design and development phase, during simulated studies, or with information obtained from consumer complaints. Users forget what the intended use of a device is and make unintentional mistakes. There are also intentional acts of misuse when an end user ignores the instructions. There is also intentional use of a device for other medical applications. If a doctor decides to use a device for a different intended use based on medical judgment, this can be a perfectly okay choice, but you need to anticipate it in your risk analysis. For example, let's discuss the intended use, the error use, and the abnormal use of the portable pulse oximeter. A pulse oximeter is a small device that takes a non-invasive measurement of the blood oxygen level of a patient. This measurement can help with the early detection of signs of oxygen deterioration. During the COVID-19 pandemic, lots of pulse oximeters were sold for use at home. This device works by shining a focused light into the skin of one finger and measuring how this light is absorbed by the blood to estimate how much oxygen is present. However, the FDA warned of potential inaccuracies if the instructions were not followed properly. Patients with lighter skin may have small differences in the result reported when compared to those with darker skin. This is just one factor that can change the result produced. The FDA published on their website that multiple factors can affect the accuracy of a pulse oximeter reading, including poor blood circulation, skin pigmentation, skin thickness, skin temperature, and even the use of fingernail polish. To get an accurate oxygen reading from a pulse oximeter, the end user must follow the manufacturer's instructions. According to these instructions, patients with dark skin pigmentation should not use this device because the results could very well be inaccurate. It also points out that fingernail polish can reflect the light differently. So, what different uses can we identify with a pulse oximeter? It depends on the limitations of the pulse oximeter. The normal use is with light skin pigmentation, But if a dark-skinned user does not read the instructions, then it would be a use error. If the oximeter is used while you are practicing sports and do not stop during the measurement because you are in a competition, then it would be an abnormal use.